play in front of your hometown in a Pitt uniform. I mean, how excited are you for Saturday?
Oh, I already say that. I already look good in yellow. I'm glad to. I'm really excited for sure. Just to like I said, my scrimmage the other day was the first time I ever got the opportunity to play in Acrisure Stadium. Okay, because we were 5A in high school, so we made the Whitfield Championship twice, but we didn't get an opportunity to go play in that because 5A was a week later. So I'm excited.
Now, have you talked to the other Whitfield guys who've transferred back here, like Derek and Phil, about this too? I mean, this is like your first shot as like your homecoming in the spring. Have you guys talked about that at all?
A little bit. We're just more excited just to compete and make each other better. To be honest with you, yeah.
You can still call it Heinz, by the way. I mean, a lot of people.
A lot of people would actually appreciate
No, I missed the ketchup bottles. Yeah.
Donovan, when it comes to playing that boundary safety, Coach was talking about, where do you feel comfortability-wise within that whole thing, and how are you kind of working alongside? He mentioned there's 4 safeties, including yourself, that are kind of vying for spots right now.
Yeah, it definitely been able to become a lot more comfortable in the boundary safety position. Just whenever it comes to our hot coverages and things like that, when I'm coming down into the box and reading the quarterback's eyes, that's something I've been really comfortable with as well. When it comes down to it, I'm just getting used to calling the plays, making sure my linebackers, my corners, and everyone know what the play call is, getting my alignment set, and just reading formations and understanding what the offense is trying to get on us.
How much of a help have your linebackers been, like a Shade Simon, who's been here for a bit? How much of a help have they been for you getting used to things around the defense?
Oh yeah, they're almost like the quarterbacks of the defense as well, like the safeties. They're guys that are vets that are helping a young guy out like me. Whenever it comes down to installing every single day new defenses, new concepts and things, and they definitely help me in the long period.
Was the playbook kind of the biggest obstacle to kind of really feeling comfortable in this defense, or was there something else?
I wouldn't say like I'm more uncomfortable, but like, can you ask that question again? Sorry.
Yeah, just what was kind of the biggest obstacle coming in that you felt like you needed to overcome before you really felt comfortable?
Oh yeah, and when it comes down to being comfortable, I feel like I'm definitely still getting into it. I feel like I still haven't got to the point where I'm 100% in being able to just do whatever I want. Just the installs, when it comes down to it, you're 3 practices in, and you're like, okay, I got it. This is fun. Like I'm getting my legs, and now we're installing whole new defense, new concepts and things. And that's the thing of spring, is that we're installing so much. Whenever it comes down to game plans, it becomes easier during games, and we have abilities to switch it up whenever it comes down to the offense and seeing what they give us, and we're going to adjust and play good defense from there.
Who's been your biggest rival so far in spring camp?
Player-wise,
like when you match up with somebody, when you're covering deep or you're coming up to help against the run, is there anyone that challenges you the most?
I wouldn't say there is like a rival when it comes down to it. I feel like we all get really good work when it comes down to like Bub Mees or Tay or a guy that I played with the past 2 years, Dejon Reynolds. Like, we all compete every day, and then when it comes to backs and everything, I know D Davis or Rod, they're coming down and trying to hit me, I'm trying to hit them, but it's all good competition in the long run.
What's this process been like? I mean, coming here with a teammate, and he's not from here. Have you been able to show him around a little bit, and how do you think he's liking the city?
Yeah, we actually live in like the sand complex on Carson Street, so we it's a lot fun. It's a lot easier, coming into a place that it is new for me as well, because I'm not a city kid, I'm a suburb kid, and everyone was new on the team other than a few guys, so it was definitely a lot easier transition of having him come around with me, and I know he's always tagging along. We're trying new restaurants every week, so yeah.
Not a bad spot to live, Carson.
Not bad.
It sounds like the defense has had the upper hand in the past couple of scrimmages. How do you keep the momentum going, and what do you say has worked well for your unit?
Just being consistent, working to be as best as we can at each position, and working in like locks together. I know that the biggest thing for us is that we communicate, and we tackle the running backs and make the quarterback stressed under pressure. So we continue to do that. It'll be a fun spring game.
They get to earn another takeaway sticker, by the time Saturday ends?
That's the plan.
Do you prefer strong safety because it's maybe a bit more physical than the other free safety?
Yeah, I would think I prefer boundary safety, just because I do be able to come in the box and make tackles, and I get to be aggressive on tight ends, and you have a shorter space, so you can get hands on slot receivers and FTB formations. But when it comes down to it, whenever I get the opportunity to, master boundary and then be able to learn free, it's not going to really matter to me. I'm just excited to, be out there and make plays.
Do you feel like, with your size though, do you feel like you're a better fit for like a strong safety, boundary safety spot?
I would think so. I feel like that's my best game is box safety, is like coming down, making tackles, communicating to my linebackers, fitting. Like we have certain plays where I'm fitting B gap, A gap, or even setting the edge I see. Like that's things I think I see myself doing good in. But at the same time, in the boundary safety, we have opportunities whenever we're in the field, whenever we're pushing the middle of the field, and I think my range is really good because I'm able to look at the quarterback's eyes and everything, and it's just all of us safeties. It's all fun just being able to just play for real. Yeah.
Who's the voice of the defense right now? Like, who rallies the guys? I know, MJ and Quez, they've probably been some of the guys that have been around the most. But is there a person right now who kind of, when this person speaks, everyone's getting around them?
Yeah, I feel like most of our linebackers are doing that. Like guys like B. George and all of them, and obviously our corners like Quez and MJ, like those are our main vet guys who, when they're doing their thing, we're all doing our thing, if it makes sense. But it's exciting to see that there's new guys, showing up and speaking out. But the big thing I said earlier is just the communication. If we're all communicating, doing our thing, we work in unison.
Donovan, what was your experience in the 2 spring games you played in Florida like? What were those like?
Oh, anytime I get to, put on some pads and be able to hit someone, that's always a great experience for me. I play every game like it's my last, so it's just having the opportunity to play another one is a blessing.
Who do you find yourself working with a lot at the field safety? Like, who are you kind of developing a lot of chemistry with?
So that's the great thing that Sanders and Coach Collins does for us, is that we have so many opportunities to play with different guys. When it comes down to it, like I've been playing with Vaughn at free, or PJ at free, or Steph at free as well. Just guys, he just likes seeing, who works with who better, stronger, and what different sets, a third down fit might be better with someone than, a first down when it comes down to it. But it's just exciting that we all, move places and compete with each other and make each other better at the end of the day.
A few weeks ago, Coach Narduzzi said that Coach Manilak has been telling him he needs more linebackers, that he's trying to get linebackers to transfer or something to help the depth. You look like you're built kind of like a linebacker. Has there ever been any talk that like possibly you could, step up into the middle of the defense?
I could step up to make a fit. I see myself as just a dynamic safety, to be honest with you. Now that could be something that I could see myself playing like a rover or a star, like as well. Like I know I'm going to learn nickel as well in the summer, hopefully. But when it comes down to, I see myself as a quarterback of defense in the back, making the DB plays.
So even in like that delta, like that defensive
the delta
package, you can
yes.
maybe work up at the star and that.
Yeah,
okay, that makes
yeah.
sense.
One challenge that comes up every year for Pitt, especially on defense, is playing fast and sticking to assignments. And sometimes guys will step out of their assignments to help people. How much have the coaches worked to grill that into you in this? I was saying, how well have you kind of received it? Do you feel like you've embraced that in your early spring practice, or that's something you're still kind of filling into?
Yeah, Coach Bass just talks about like doing our job, and when like we all do our job, we work in unison. Like there's no offense that's ever gonna beat us. But when it comes down to it, I know Coach Sanders has us safeties, because they had 2 vets back there last year. So it's almost not teaching us as like doing like one thing and always doing that, but mastering the defense before he gives us range to be able to make our different checks and stuff and be able to do things like what B Hill and Eric did last year. So I think it'll come with time, and we'll hit it running in fall camp. So.
Final. Well, good. Thank you, Donovan.